Okay, we are joined in the media center right now by our winning driver and his crew chief. We've got Jimmie Johnson. He drives the number 48 Lowe's Cobalt Tool Chevrolet. He's joined by his crew chief, Chad Knaus, certainly the 5-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champions. Did it here in a big fashion here tonight, winning the 63rd annual Bojangles Southern 500. This is Jimmie's 56th career win, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, his career. His first win in 2012, his third victory here at Darlington. And topping everything, this is Hendrick Motorsports' 200th career victory. Jimmie, I know that's a big one, and just talk about your emotions winning the 200th win for Rick Hendrick here tonight.
Yeah, just very proud of the effort that the whole 48 team put together. We've been awfully close to winning the 200th for him here over the last month or two, and very happy that we closed the deal today. You know, my mind goes back to the early days of Hendrick Motorsports. The people that won the early races, worked on those early cars, helped Rick build Hendrick Motorsports to what it is today. I think of Harry Hyde, Tim Richmond, Jeff Bodine, there's Kenny Schrader, and there's a lot of people over the years that put a lot of time and effort and commitment into this organization. So I'm thinking of all those people and just so happy for Rick. His dedication to the sport and to performance and to winning is second to none, and just so happy for him to get his 200th. And at this time, it's perfect that he walks up.
Rick Hendrick, congratulations.
Thank you.
200 wins. And, oh my
you
gosh,
have your own
you got
bobblehead.
Bobblehead doll. You have arrived.
Look how skinny that guy is. That is awesome.
Let's hear now from Rick. Talk about just your feelings here, the 200th victory here at Darlington, coming at a track that is too tough to tame, but tonight the 48 team tamed it.
You know, I thought we had it done races back, and Martinsville was one that I thought would mean so much to the first one, and to get 200 there, and then because of the accident there, it was going to be special. But then tonight when I think about Darlington and how special this place is, and in 1976 I had a little Chevy dealership over here in Bennettsville, and my wife and I, about a third of the way through the race, drove into the track, pulled up behind the stands, didn't buy a ticket, parked the car and walked up and sat in the stands and watched the race. So I don't know how we did that, but and then to think that it's been a lot of years since then, but I'm just proud of these guys and the whole organization. And when you want to thank everybody from Harry Hyde to Tim Richmond and Jeff Bodine and all the guys along the way that won races, and then just you think you're going to get there, and then you think you're not ever going to win another one when you get to 199. But I'm real proud. This was a heck of a race tonight, and I was in the mountains at 8 o'clock at a wedding that I couldn't get out of, and got here to see the last 100 laps, and glad it worked out.
Well, congratulations, Chad Knaus. Certainly you've been a part of many, many wins over your career, but this one has to be right near the top.
Yeah, this is a special place. Definitely, to run and win 500 miles here at Darlington is definitely one of the crown jewels of NASCAR Sprint Cup racing, and to be able to win here again, the 500-mile event is pretty awesome, and especially to be able to get the 200th. It was a long time ago when I started at Hendrick Motorsports back in 1993. Man, I think I was like the 75th employee, and to sit back and think of the people that were there before me and the people that have been there since the day that I started and the people that have contributed to the efforts, man, the list is long and varies, and it's just, I'm proud to be a part of it. I've bled HMS for a long time, and to be a part of this and get 200 victories. We've got the 150th for Mr. H in Vegas, and I was just told a while ago that I was here when we had our 50th. I guess we won our 50th victory here at Darlington. Somebody told me a little while ago, and I was changing tires for the 24 car. I don't know if that's true or not, Kerry. Maybe you can check that.
You did. Jeff Gordon 50th win
Yeah.
here at
Is that when
Darlington,
you had
March
the,
24th, 1996.
The cool mullet and the blades.
Yeah, man, I had the Oakley glasses, the mullet. Man, I was rocking back then. So it was pretty cool, you know. And you to think of the people that are, you know, been here then and are gone, and you know, people are still racing. It's pretty neat. It's a cool accomplishment, and I'm proud to be done it.
And Jimmie, five-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion. Jimmie, I think you have something you want to present your owner there.
So this, I can get my hands on it. This is a helmet that has been signed by all the drivers that have contributed to, and some drivers that aren't with us, their family members have signed as well. So this is from all of us.
Oh, man.
Outstanding.
Oh.
Get some shots of that.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely, boss.
Thanks, man. These are the kind of, you know, the things that I'm a pack rat anyway. Anybody who knows me, I save everything, and I invite the media here if you guys want to go through the Heritage Center sometimes. If we're doing Charlotte, I'll be happy to take you. But thank you so much. I mean, you know, so much history and so many great things and so many friends. And we do have our secret sauce in the back of the room that never comes out to see anyone, and it's been with me since 1984, 5, when we ran a GTP car. Ken Howes, our competition director, that I drug in here tonight, but we owe him a lot. I owe him a lot for all that he's done for us along the way. But again, this. You know, when something like this happens, it reminds me of when I won the first championship. I never thought I'd ever get to win a championship. I never thought I'd get to race in NASCAR, and never thought I'd win one. And then to look back, and when something like this happens to you, you've got to think that you've been blessed, number one, but then you've been blessed to be around some great, great people. And to see Chad grow into what he's become as a crew chief, and Jimmie, when he was 16, we got him in a late model car, and you know, then to see them do the things that they've done, I feel very, very fortunate, you know, just to kind of go along on the ride. But and I told somebody tonight, probably the neatest thing when I look back at NASCAR, and in my almost 30 years here, of the friends that I've got. I mean, that I have to race against every week. Richard Childress and Joe Gibbs and Roger Penske and all those guys are great friends. And you know, this is a special. I don't care what anybody says. The NASCAR family is a special family, and I'm just honored to be able to sit here with these guys tonight. And this will be the centerpiece of the man cave.
All right, let's open it up for questions for either Jimmie, Rick, or Chad. Raise your hand, please. We'll start right over here. Mike.
Mike Neff, frontstretch.com. This is for Chad. Chad, I saw you in the garage earlier today, joking with you, putting the numbers on the side of the car. It really didn't look like you were having a very good day. And coming into the race tonight, did you really think that you had the car that was capable of being as dominant as it was tonight?
You'll be quite surprised. I actually enjoy working on the cars. I just don't ever get the opportunity to do it anymore. But yeah, we had second lap on the track. Jimmie decided to go ahead and break the race car in and smack the wall yesterday. So we had some work. We had to do some repair work. We had to pull all the crush panels out of it and put some new decals on the side and stuff. And it was busy. It was really busy this morning. I have to say thank you to all the guys that come in on race day, all of our picker guys. They all chipped in as well. I think if you could have seen it, they looked like a swarm of bees around the Cobalt racing machine there today to try to get that car ready and through technical inspection. I mean, we had a ton of body damage in that car that we had to try to get pounded out and fixed and repaired just before we could even think about working on the setup. So it was a busy, busy morning, but I felt like our car was good to qualify as fast as what it did. Jimmie was pretty comfortable with it yesterday in race trim, so we felt pretty confident coming into the event.
Let's go press box questions for Rick Hendrick, Jimmie Johnson, or Chad Knaus. Go ahead, press box.
Monty Dutton, Gaston Gazette. Jimmie, you had swept the races here in 2004, and you've had some second and thirds since then. Tonight, I don't know, just from watching up here in the press box, other people rose and fell, but it looked like track position notwithstanding, that all night long, probably the cars that looked strongest were yours and Martin Truex's. Do you think that's an accurate assessment?
Yeah, I didn't see Martin. I wasn't around Martin when he was up front leading. We were coming through the pack some, but I know he led a lot. I don't really recall past him. I don't know how I got by him. But early the 16, we led a lot. The 18 surprised me a little and hung around and got a little bit stronger on the short run. So my mind kind of, a lot of the racing that when I was worried about leading and fighting for the lead was relative to the 18 in the middle part of the race, kind of towards the end. But the 56 definitely was fast. I saw him up there, checked out for a while.
Hamlin probably deserves some mention there too, I think.
Yeah, I didn't see him really leading either. I think that's when we were back in the pack.
Stay with the press box. Go ahead.
No further questions in the press box. No further questions in the press box.
Coming back downstairs. Questions for Jimmie, Rick, or Chad? Let's go right here, and then we'll go to Andy.
Hi, Jimmie. Genevieve with Skirts and Scuffs. Yesterday when I asked you what it would come down to, you mentioned fuel. It might come down to fuel. So tonight, coincidentally, was it the last 60 laps were trying to save fuel? Did at any time fear that you would run out? Did it become an issue? You just ran out there as if you weren't going to save fuel.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
When Chad told me on the radio that we had made our bed when we had to lie in it on the strategy, I thought about sitting here answering that question about being the first guy with enough fuel to go the distance and track position being everything, and it really did turn out to be that way. We caught some cautions that helped, and then we just had a really fast race car where I could try to save fuel going down the straightaway, but not using a lot of gas, not use much brake, and just fly through the corner. The car handled so well, it allowed me to save more fuel. But I still was really nervous with the 14 behind me. He's been the guy week after week that can go the distance, and I was trying to pace myself off of him, and it worked out, and I did a nice job saving fuel. But I was nervous, definitely nervous. And then even I came around to get the white, and I had a nice gap, and Chad was asking me to still be smart and save some fuel if I could, and I'm like, what? It's the end of the race. But so there was a lot of concern about fuel, for sure.
Let's go Andy right here, and then over to Nate. Let's go Nate, then Al. Go ahead, Nate.
Okay. Nate Ryan, USA Today. It's been 8 months since victory 199, and I know that's kind of become a little bit of a joke with the hats and everything like that that have been sitting around waiting to get used for win number 200. Could you guys kind of address that? Jimmie said at Kansas a couple of weeks ago, Rick, that it was just going to be a relief to finally get past this. And going forward, I guess if you and Jimmie can both address this, is it not that you guys were in a slump, but obviously it's not been the start of the year you want. Is it nice to just kind of get this monkey off your back and now get on with the season?
I think of all the years I've ever raced to have that. I know that when I've had 4 cars, to have 4 cars that run as good as these cars have run every week, to have something happen. I mean, we had oil pump issues, we've had cut tires, we've had, just things that were out of our control, and then cautions coming after you've dominated the race, and it just looked like that, we were stuck, and it was beginning to feel like. I literally the other day said, I can't believe we can go half a year, run that many seconds, and lead that many laps, and just it looked like all the bad luck that was coming at one time, and but it's a competitive field out there. It's a lot of good cars. You see Michael Waltrip's team, how they've stepped it up, and it's just very competitive. But I do feel like Casey's had the worst luck. Jeff is like, I wouldn't fly home with him, and but it's just been unbelievable. But I told him that out there. I said, I got seats on the helicopter, but you can't go with me, But I think once we get this off I think this is over now. I think there was tension. I think all the guys wanted it. We wanted it. We got ready for it, and then it just didn't happen.
Yeah, definitely nice to have it out of the way. And my focus really has been on making sure the 48 does the best job that it can, because if we were able to win, we would hopefully be the guy to get the 200th win. We've been very close, especially through the start of the season, and so glad to have it behind us, and glad for this moment to be here for Rick and the company and all the people that have contributed to the 200th win. It's a special day, and you said 9 months since we won, or 8 months?
I guess, yeah, it was
October.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, like some of that though was off season, so we did have a couple months where we couldn't go to the track to win, but it was only 16 races. So, I mean, I guess the bar is high for HMS, so that's a good problem to have.
Go ahead, Al. You good? Other questions? Go ahead.
Hi, for Jimmy. My name is Joel Beecham with the Robertsonian. I was going to ask you about your sponsorship with Lowe's and Cobalt over the years, and talk a little bit about the success y'all been able to have, especially guarding the 200th win here at the track Too Tough to Tame.
Yeah, it's I was telling Rick earlier, I remember sitting at the 100th win celebration at the back of the room. Wasn't driving at HMS yet. I've had another probably 6 or 8 months before my time started, and we didn't have a sponsor. We weren't sure what was going to happen, but Rick and Jeff, took that chance and started building a team for me. And I remember sitting in with the then CEO Bob Tillman on a meeting, and I stared across the table at me and asked me, point blank, can you win? My company deserves a winner, and we want to win. Can you win? And I looked at him, right in his eye, and said, absolutely, I can win. And we all left that meeting thinking we maybe made more promises than we could live up to, but it all worked itself out. They took a chance with us, and we just have an amazing relationship with Lowe's, and then their other divisions with Cobalt Tools, and then they've been amazing to. It's been great for us to represent them and all their employees, but the relationship they have with Rick, it's really like family with those guys, and we're happy to get them some more recognition, and I know there's a lot of employees celebrating tonight.
Let's go Viv and then Nate. Right over your shoulder, Viv.
Viv Bernstein, NASCAR.com. It's not a huge deal, but Jimmy, I noticed before the race in the driver meeting you had an extensive conversation with Danica. Was it anything to do with racing, any advice, anything interesting that you might want to tell us about?
Yeah, I think she was chatting with Chad at first, and I saw her over there and was talking about the flow of the race. She was sharing some of her experiences through her first lap on track to where she was now, how she had been throughout her life in motorsports. Knew there were tracks with big challenges, but she said she underestimated how big of a challenge this racetrack would be, and she looked like she was fast at the end of the race. I mean, it took me a few laps to get by her. She looked like she did a great job and ran well, but she had a lot of advice from people, and Chad and I were just going through a couple more things with her on the flow of the race. She was a little concerned about maybe being off the pace and how to handle that, and Chad and I both just shared with her that when people try to get out of the way on this track, it's so narrow, it usually creates more problems, and for her just to drive hard and be smooth and consistent, but stay up to speed and let people work their way around her and by her if they got to her, and I think she did a great job tonight.
Nate, go ahead.
Rick, I know you were joking about Jeff, but he's now 22 points out of 20th. I know you had big hopes for getting all 4 cars in the chase. Do you still feel like that's possible? Because now it's not only does he have to win, but he's kind of got to claw his way back up.
He's got to win, and he and Alan know that, and it's as good as he runs and as good as that car has been this year at different places, we can do it. I mean, it's an uphill battle, but I'm confident that Jeff will put everything he's got in it, and we'll win some races with him.
Questions? Anybody upstairs? Any questions? Well, congratulations to Rick Hendrick, 200th win, Jimmie Johnson, and Chad Knaus.